Rotus, take it away, my friend.
Good morning, Rufai. Good morning, Vimbai. I love how your names rhyme. Good morning, Ayo. Good morning to all our viewers out there. It's Friday. It's Friday. Let's quickly run through. What a week for markets, right? I'm just going to run through these charts very, very quickly. Let's put up. It has been a remarkable, memorable, volatile week for markets. Up, down, up, down. So take a look at Asia, right? We put together the indexes: the Nikkei 225 in Japan, the Kospi in Korea, ASX 200 in Australia, CSI 300 in China. Just look at the chart. Left, they are down. That was Monday. Tuesday, they were up. Wednesday, they were up. Thursday, they were down. Friday, this morning, up. So up, down we go. Go to Europe, a week of European market volatility. Looking at the Euro Stoxx 600, the Pan-European Index, the FTSE 100 in the UK, the DAX in Germany, the CAC 40 over in France. Monday, down. Tuesday, up. Wednesday, up. Thursday down. The markets just opened today, so we'll see how they finish up Friday. Also to the U.S. markets, also very, very volatile. Same thing. Take a look at the chart. Monday, that's looking at the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, the Dow Jones, and the Russell 2000. The Russell 2000 is for small cap stocks. Monday down. Tuesday up. Wednesday down. Thursday up. We'll see where the markets finish up today. Let's talk about the jobless claims. The jobless claims came in yesterday, Thursday. They eased the market sentiment. So they came in under the estimates. Jobless claims are basically the number of people that are filing for unemployment assistance. So it came in under estimates, and then the markets kind of got a sigh of relief that maybe the labor market is not struggling as much as they think. Let's quickly get to Donald Trump. Listen to Donald Trump talk about inflation. Just if you can make sense of this, good for you, because it was a little tough for us in the business community. So take a listen.
1% inflation. I had actually no inflation, because if you look at the categories, we had just about no inflation. But I had a very minor, I actually had a positive inflation. It was a perfect number, because you don't want zero. I mean, I'm not going to give you a whole course on economics, but.
All right, so. I don't know. But anyway, we decided, I just said, let's take a look at average inflation for the past 8 U.S. presidents. So you just take a look. You see Jimmy Carter, 4.6. Ronald Reagan, he was, what was Ronald Reagan? 4.6%. George Herbert Walker Bush, 4.3. Bill Clinton, 2.6. George W. Bush, 2.8. Barack Obama, 1.4. Trump averaged 1.9 inflation. So to say he had 0% inflation was pretty hilarious. Biden, of course, his term is not completely done. So the numbers are only looking at the figures up until 2023. Now, listen to Trump on the Federal Reserve, where he said that the U.S. president should have a say in the direction of monetary policy.
Reserve is a very interesting thing, and it's sort of gotten it wrong a lot. And he's tending to be a little bit late on things. He gets a little bit too early and a little bit too late. And, that's very largely it's a gut feeling. I believe it's really a gut feeling. And I used to have it out with him. I had it out with him a couple of times very strongly. I fought him very hard. And, we get along fine. But I feel the president should have at least say in there. Yeah, I feel that strongly. I think that in my case, I made a lot of money. I was very successful. And I think I have a better instinct than, in many cases, people that would be on the Federal Reserve or the chairman.
Very, very, very interesting. All right, we all know, I've been talking about the visit of the Minister of Information to the Arise News studios. I won't dwell on this. I agree with the minister. Nigeria's finances were in a precarious situation. The fuel subsidy removal was warranted. The exchange rate liberalization was also warranted as well. Things won't be normalized in the short term. There will be pain. Moving on from there, Treasury bill auctions for the 7th. Rates didn't really move much. You can see the 91-day at 18.5, the 182 at 19.5, and the 364 moved slightly downwards, 21.80 versus 21.88. But again, I always emphasize to everybody, take a look at the true yield, right? If you reinvest your upfront interest. So 19.41% for, that's right, right at the bottom of your screen, for the 91-day, 21.61 for the 182, and 28 0.02 for the 364. We round off with the oil and gas all week. We've talked so much about it. Mr. Momo Rukaya, he is the head of the Refinery Owners Association of Nigeria. Just listen to some highlights from our interview with him on the Global Business Report yesterday.
The government refineries today, I think the Port Harcourt refinery, about $1.5 billion or so, if I remember clearly, is the amount that is being invested, either $1 billion or $1.5 billion. And I think the refinery, the one they are trying to revamp, is a 60,000 barrel per day refinery. And if you really look at it, I have advocated that that money should have been put into modular refineries. You know, I mean, Dangote, you saw in the papers this morning that NNPC has supplied about 60% of the crude. We have not had even a liter of crude from NNPC, talk more of a barrel. So it is unfortunate that some of our members, they are currently getting frustrated. I mean, if you go back, even the government has made money from us. The little product we have produced, we have to pay a 1% levy, 0.5% wholesale to the government, 0.5% MDGIF, and 1 naira off-taker fee. So these they collect even from the refineries. If you look at it, that contributes, if product is about, perhaps, if, let's assume gas oil, for example, is sold for 1,000 naira. If you pay 1% of that and off-taker fee, you are already paying 11 naira to the government. We have not made money. Government did not invest in us. They did not give us incentive. They are already making money, profit from us.
And that, gentlemen and ladies and all our viewers, is our business update for today.
Rotus, sorry, Vimba and I were having this funny debate about Trump, obviously, and I was like playing the card with her that she's evangelical in nature, so she supports Trump, obviously. So
I don't support
slander
against my name and my person.
So, because she was talking about inflation in America, and I kept on saying, Biden has put forward an Inflation Reduction Act. He's worked at reducing inflation to a large extent. Yes, even if the numbers are the 5% percentile, like you, average numbers, but he's worked at reducing inflation, and through cutting drug prices at the Inflation Reduction Act, you can see to a large extent, Americans spend a lot on prescription drugs. That's gradually coming down. So she was saying juxtaposing with Nigeria. And I said, you know what? The difference is that we've not even done anything. Inflation was 20-something% last year. Today is over 34%. Yep. And the dudes here are not doing anything. You know, they're not putting anything to be able to bring it out. Even the money recently that they said they were giving the state, it was COVID-19 money, probably from the special drawing rights money of COVID-19. That the state had, and nothing was funneled back to the people.
Fine, let me interject for balance.
No. Secondly, let me just finish my point here.
Go on.
That's kind of the, what is it called? All the malarkey Trump says. Trump says he wants to run the Federal Reserve based on intuition, something they are running with empirical statistics. I mean, so if he wakes up this morning and his intuition says, cut interest rates, we say, you know what? Cut interest rates. The president is that how he wants to run a country? I mean,
he said it's because it worked when he was.
Can you imagine? And that's the way we've constantly. What successful business? Who filed for more bankruptcy charges in America? He's filed for bankruptcy, Chapter 11 bankruptcy, more than anybody. So the truth has to be said here, and that's why we need to be able to see the debate to be able to see the clear disparity between these two people. But Trump is filled with a lot of malarkey. That guy is a wrecking ball, honestly.
All right, so Trump is a wrecking ball. Do you want to go next so that you can go next? Let me expand the scope of this debate that we had. So my position is that Trump is putting forward his own propositions as to what he will do to counter inflation. Yes, inflation is coming down. However, the reality is that there's still a cost of living crisis in the United States. Cost of living is still high. Americans are not happy with what they're calling Bidenflation. So Trump has proposed his own solution. What I'm saying is that Kamala Harris has not proposed a real solution besides, I'm going to make prices come down. And that's where I stand. When I brought Nigeria into the conversation is because my brother Rufai said, well, Americans should be patient with the Biden administration. His term is not over yet. And I just said, well, I think we should share the same message with our brothers and sisters here in Nigeria. That was the nexus of the debate. Ayo, you have
I think, personally, I think that apple and oranges, in terms of the trust deficit in Nigeria and our leaders, and promises made and promises kept, it's difficult to tell the average Nigerian that he should be patient, because our patience in the past hasn't quite worked, hasn't quite paid off. And I believe that's where the difference is. In climes where democracy actually works and where leadership is accountable to the people, it's easier to trust when they say be patient, and when for a very long time people have suffered the trauma of a trust deficit, especially when the government says one thing and is not able to deliver and does not explain why it's not able to deliver and just carries on as business as usual. And that's taking it to the story on Modular Refineries not even having a liter of oil, in the words of your guest. And it's important to highlight that, because again, Dangote Refinery have come out to release a statement that, contrary to what is being touted outside, that they are receiving 60% of crude of the allocation, that's not actually true. That even that is not complete. So again, how do we trust people who consistently tell either half-truths or just complete untruths? And the impact, again, just to talk about the fact that the impact on the business sector, the impact on investment, the impact on people who want to do business in the oil and gas sector. I talked about the fact that later on we're going to be having Chief Bode George, who said that the government should tell us the truth about fuel subsidy. Rotus, you keep saying that. Maybe I should ask you now, is subsidy gone or is it not gone? Are we still paying subsidy or are we not paying subsidy?
Yes, we are.
It's only we're still paying subsidy.
Big time.
Fantastic.
Big league.
So it's great to hear you say that. But they've been consistently saying that they're not paying subsidy anymore, giving explanations as, okay, no, what we're paying is X and Y. It's not the truth. How do we believe and believe even them saying we should be patient when they don't tell us the truth? So this has far-reaching impact. The Dangote government, face-off, it hasn't come to an end yet, because there's still a lot of things shrouded in secrecy. And unfortunately, even though the NNPC chief has said he's not a saboteur, but when you look at the fact that even the local crude allocation is not getting to them, nor to Modular Refineries, then we have a big problem on our hands. If we don't fish out those who have interest and whose interest they are protecting by ensuring that local, whether modular or big refineries like Dangote do not work, then we will not be able to clean up that industry, will not be able to get any benefit in that regard. Nigerians will continue to suffer for the interest of a few. That's just the truth. Well, thank you very much, Rotus.